Before independence, before the uprisings, before flags went up and empires fell, the same way Africa was carved up in a room, Africa's freedom also began in a room where black thinkers from all around the world gathered together and asked one simple question. What if Africa ruled itself? What if Africa governed itself? These were the Pan-African Congresses, the quiet meetings that birthed a loud revolution. The first major Pan-African Congress happened in 1919, right after World War I. The World War where African soldiers went to fight for other nations and came back to their own nation only to be second-class citizens. So after that war, they gathered around. Black intellectuals, black activists, leaders traveled from the US, the Caribbeans, Europe, and Africa. W.E.B. Du Bois, Anna Julia Copper, Blaise Diagne, and later we had Jomo Kenyatta, we had Kwame Nkrumah, and many others. Many of these people had never met before, yet they all felt the same wound. They felt the wound of racism, of colonialism, and a global system built to keep black people at the bottom. So they came together to plan a whole different world. And what did they want? Something very simple but powerful. Something revolutionary for its time. Basic human rights, end to forced labor, a right to education, and a say in their own government. They didn't ask for much. These were not violent demands. These were logical demands. These were rational demands. But to the colonial powers, it sounded very dangerous. It sounded like taking resources that they owned. It sounded like taking power from their hands. Because ideas, especially ideas of freedom, spread like fire. And these congresses kept happening. 1921, 1923, 1927, and the biggest one in 1945. And so in Manchester in 1945, the tone changed completely. No more polite requests. We are done begging for this. We are done making civil demands. No more of that. The delegates, now joined by young Jomo Kenyatta and Kwame Nkrumah, declared loudly, Africa must be free. Not someday, not eventually, but now. Africa must be free now. And so they outlined strategies, built alliances, and prepared their people. This was no longer a conference. This was the blueprint for liberation. When independence finally swept across Africa in the 1950s and 1960s, it did not start on the battlefield. It started in the mind. And you see, independence may have happened, but we still need more independence. Because we may call ourselves countries now, but you see, mentally, we are still bound. Our governments, our leaders, they are still following the gimmicks and the deceptions of Western powers. So how do we go about this? It has to start from the mind. And if they, the older generation, can't renew their own mind, at least the younger ones should be able to learn some of these things. The Pan-African Congresses taught us something powerful. Freedom is planned before it is won. You first have to believe in your mind that you're independent and Africa can be independent. Until that happens, everything else is just a farce. You can only live what you see. And as Africans all around the continent, if we do not see ourselves independent from Western ideologies, from Western principles, from Western governments, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.